Hello, and welcome back to another Defense Battalion TV video. Today, let's talk about hypersonic missiles and can US defend against these deadly weapons. Both Russia and China have fielded hypersonic glide vehicles in 2019 and 2020 respectively, but the US is not expected to deploy a comparable offensive weapon until 2023. In contrast to ballistic missile payload trajectories, hypersonic glide vehicles can maneuver on the way to a target. This makes it extremely difficult to track them. These weapons start their journey when a large rocket boosts them to an altitude near the edge of space and releases them. Then the glide vehicles divert to a flatter trajectory, either exiting the atmosphere or staying just within it, and sail on unpowered. They use aerodynamic lift to skip across the atmosphere to their targets at hypersonic speeds. This near-space trajectory and the ability to shift course let hypersonic glide vehicles evade the combination of space and terrestrial sensors used to track ballistic missiles. The Pentagon can detect the launch, but the hypersonic glide vehicle then slips out of view until late in the weapon's flight because of ground radar's line-of-sight limitations. As a result, defensive systems have little, if any, time left to halt an incoming weapon. What is a hypersonic missile? A hypersonic missile travels at speeds of Mach 5 and higher, 5 times faster than the speed of sound, 3,836 miles per hour, which is around 1 mile per second. Some missiles, such as Russia's upcoming Kinzhal air-launched ballistic missile, are allegedly capable of reaching Mach 10 speeds, 7,672 miles per hour, and distances up to 1,200 miles. For comparison, the U.S. Tomahawk cruise missile, the United States Navy and Royal Navy's go-to long-range missile system, is subsonic, traveling around 550 miles per hour and traveling a maximum distance around 1,500 miles. Hypersonic missiles come in two variants: hypersonic cruise missiles and hypersonic glide vehicles. Hypersonic cruise missile reaches its target with the help of a high-speed jet engine that allows it to travel at extreme speeds in excess of Mach 5. It is non-ballistic, the opposite of traditional intercontinental ballistic missiles, which utilizes gravitational forces to reach its target. This type of hypersonic missile utilizes re-entry vehicles. Initially, the missile is launched into space on an arching trajectory where the warheads are released and fall towards the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds. The warheads are attached to a glide vehicle which re-enters the atmosphere, and through its aerodynamic shape it can ride the shockwaves generated by its own lift as it breaches the speed of sound, giving it enough speed to overcome existing missile defense systems. The glide vehicle surfs on the atmosphere between 25-62 miles in altitude and reaches its destination by leveraging aerodynamic forces. When hypersonic missiles become operational, the gap between missile defense systems and missile offense will be huge. Simply put, there is no operational missile defense system that is capable of intercepting a hypersonic missile, which is why the race to develop hypersonic weapons is such an important one. Can US defend against hypersonic missiles? Hypersonic missiles are so valuable because there is currently no operational or reliable method of intercepting them. However, as defense technology progresses, countermeasures will emerge. Technologies such as directed energy weapons, particle beams, and other non-kinetic weapons will be likely candidates for an effective defense against hypersonic missiles. Although hypersonic threats would pose a significant challenge to current surface-to-air and air-to-air missile systems, such systems would, particularly in the conventional precision strike role, require a robust intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance network. Targeting the supporting network kinetically and through means such as cyber and electronic attacks could significantly degrade the operational effectiveness of long-range hypersonic weapons. In addition, counterforce operations targeting the launch platforms left of launch can be undertaken, although this may not be possible in the case of long-range systems such as the Kinzhal and Avangard. In the mid to long term, directed energy weapons and electromagnetic railguns, as well as enhanced performance missile interceptors, could provide defense against hypersonic threats. The U.S. Navy is already close to outfitting its ships with a 150-kilowatt laser that will be able to target missiles, drones, and other modern threats. Another countermeasure has been proposed by the Missile Defense Agency. A network of space-based satellites and sensors would theoretically be able to track hypersonic glide vehicles globally. This would be a huge first step in hypersonic missile defense. In addition, Lockheed Martin was awarded a $2.9 billion contract to develop next-generation overhead persistent infrared satellites. There is a high chance that these satellites will aim to fill the hole that exists for early supersonic/hypersonic detection. This is all future technology, though. At the moment, the race for operational hypersonic missiles is closely contested between the US, Russia, and China. But still, the US has no effective defense against hypersonic missiles. Late last December, the U.S. Department of Defense's Missile Defense Agency gave the green light to a pair of contractors, L3 Harris Technologies and Northrop Grumman, to pivot from design to prototype fabrication of a hypersonic and ballistic tracking space sensor system. This technology is intended to solve one of the Pentagon's most vexing technical challenges: how to detect and track the hypersonic glide vehicles that exploit blind spots in today's radar networks. Does U.S. have hypersonic missiles? The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency and the U.S. Air Force in mid-March successfully tested a hypersonic cruise missile produced by Lockheed Martin, the country's second successful in-flight test of such a weapon. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency said the missile was dropped from an aircraft before accelerating to and maintaining a cruising speed 5 times faster than sound for an undisclosed period of time. The missile reached altitudes greater than 65,000 feet and flew for more than 300 nautical miles. But still, these missiles remain experimental. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.